Today I'm going to talk about NoFap. Um, I'm on day 7 this round, and I did it last week because mainly of boredom and a little bit of depression, and also a little bit of loneliness as well because I just moved to a new city for work and still trying to get the hang of it here. I learned about NoFap about 15 to 20 years ago. I think it was around the year 1997 or 1998. Around that time, I was very interested in Taoist books. So, books about Taoism and Taoist systems of health and energy. At that time, I was learning Taoist Chinese martial arts and energy arts as well. Mainly, I was learning Qigong and Tai Chi. I learned that for a while. And during that time, I was reading a lot of Taoist books, very interested in them, and also traditional Chinese medicine. So one of the book I remember was a book by Stephen Chang, and he's a doctor, I believe, a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, and the book is called The Tao of Sexology, the Book of Infinite Wisdom. You can find the book in Amazon. It's a very well written book based on ancient Taoist wisdoms about health and sex and the human body. And it talks a lot about energy, fields, and also how masturbation will actually drain your glands. In other words, it will drain the energy from your chakras. So we have like 7 chakras in our body, and the sexual chakra at the bottom of the spine of our spine. It's the sexual chakra, and if men keep masturbating, they'll be draining their energy, the life energy, and the spiritual energy as well from the lowest chakra, and then that chakra will in turn drain all your other chakras, such as your solar plexus chakra and your heart chakra, throat chakra. So that's why when people fab, they'll notice that their voice will go weak. That's because their throat chakra, at where their throat is actually drained of energy, because the energy has been drained downwards and released out from the lowest chakra. I believe it's called, was it called the sacrum chakra or something like that? Anyway, that book, The Tao of Sexology, was really good. It was really an eye opener into the ancient Taoist, what do they call, the art of retention of sexual energy, and to the ancient Chinese and also to the Indians. They've discovered that sexual energy is actually our life energy. So the Chinese call it qi, and the Indians, they call it in Sanskrit word, it's called prana. Prana is life energy, and so is qi in Chinese. So sex has a lot to do with our chi and prana, the life energy. So this book was really great. It gave a good understanding about energy, in terms of energy, and also it was the book I remember reading it. It was quite a long time ago. I don't have a copy with me right now. Remember, it said something like, with one ejaculation, a man will lose the nutrients equivalent to, I think, was like 2 New York steak and like 10 eggs and a lot of other stuff, like I don't know how many lemons and things like that. So all these nutrients is being drained from your body as well. And to the ancient Chinese, according to Chinese traditional medicine, the human body is made up of 3 parts, which is Jing, which is your essence. Essence means bodily fluids, so that includes your sperm, your semen, and your bone marrow and your brain fluids. So that's Jing, your essence, body fluids. Second one is your chi, which is your life energy. So this is the energy part, what the Chinese call chi, and that's including what we call in the Western world our aura, human aura, which is made of our chi. And also the third essence of our body is our Shen, which is spirit. So the spirit is nourished by chi, and chi in turn is nourished by your essence, your Jing. So these 3 actually help each other. It's like a interrelated, interdependent relationship between the 3: your essence, spirit, and your energy. Oh, and with your spirit, another word to interpret your spirit is also your mind. So you'll notice that if you fab, you'll notice your mind won't work as well as when you're on no fab. You you realize that your memory isn't as good, or you you can't think of the appropriate words. Your vocabulary goes down the drain, and also the when you don't fab, you actually get a lot more better ideas. You solve problems more easily. Your memory is better, and yeah, you just get more creative, basically. So that's your spirit or your mind being nourished by the other 2 other parts of your being, which is your energy and your essence. So basically, a little bit of history. I used to fab almost every day from the age of 13 until when I was around 18. I started to sort of have a hunch and an inner knowing that fapping is something I should stop. It wasn't really helping me because I can feel each day after fapping, I just feel totally drained, and I became socially awkward and didn't have many friends. Even though, I mean, I'm a good natured guy, I have quite a lot of friends actually, but fapping was actually pushing me away from these interactions. I sort of wanted to push myself away from interacting too much with people, even with friends in college or university. I just wanted, like I needed more time alone just to recuperate my just to regain my energy each day. But of course, as each day comes, I'll fap again, and then becomes a very bad vicious cycle. And then I remember in my 20s, after learning a few tricks from this book, I actually learned the art of Taoist semen retention, and I managed to stop. I didn't stop fapping. I stopped ejaculating. So what happened was I reduced my interval of ejaculation. So maybe I'll fap a little every day, and using the trick I learned from this book, which the author Stephen Chang taught the ancient trick of what he called the $1,000,000 point, pressing the $1,000,000 point, which is basically pressing the perineum. Just before you get to the point of no return, whether you're fapping or you're having sex. So you just stop, you press the $1,000,000 point, and you can actually, you can actually cool down, and you wouldn't come. And it was something I learned, and I remember when I was around 27, I sort of mastered this trick. And then there are a few times I remember I could go on for about 1 month, sometimes 1.5 months without ejaculation. And I mean, there are pros and cons with that this Taoist method. The pros is that I had a lot more energy, and I had a lot more personality when I wasn't ejaculating, and also I started to have relationships. Suddenly, I had girlfriends, and I was earning more in my job, and especially in my job, I actually progressed quite fast. Like every 1.5 year, every 2 years, I'll just jump to another company, and my salary will increase a lot. And each time, my position will be higher in the company. And at one time, I was earning about almost 50% more than my peers, my friends from university. And also during that time, from mid-20s onwards, when I was doing this no ejaculation thing, I was attracting very beautiful girls to be my girlfriend. And I remember a few of my girlfriends, I got to know them from just meeting them on the street, and then striking up conversations with them. And I'll just ask for their phone number, and they'll give it to me. Then I'll follow up with dates. And yeah, that was the positive side of this Taoist semen retention technique. But the con side is that this technique actually, it tends to build up very heaty energy in your body. I don't know whether those who are living in Western countries, if you can understand heaty energy. So according to Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, your body, there are times you feel heaty. There are times, especially when your energy is low, you feel like your body is very cool, and like you feel very cold and weak. So, for example, um, eating fried foods and spicy stuff is will create heaty energy in your body, and fruits such as mangoes, which contains a lot of vitamin B, and also caffeine, is very heaty energy. Where else cooling stuff are like drinking a beer, not necessarily a chilled beer, but just a beer in general will actually cool down your system. And say eating a lot of leafy vegetables, especially, I mean, and also like vegetables like celery, those actually will cool your body down, the energy in your body down really quickly, especially celery, I've noticed, and also eggplant. So this technique of semen retention was creating very heaty energy. I guess some of the teachers of who taught these techniques, they actually say you got to drink a lot of water, and also you have to do meditation to cool down your system. And so yeah, sometimes you just get very I just got very heaty, and maybe the heatiness inside causes some like frustrations. You feel like frustrated and maybe a bit short tempered. Other than that, the technique actually helped me a lot, because it turned me from being very introvert to being more balanced. I was like a bit more extrovert when I had the energy, when I wasn't fapping too much, or wasn't ejaculating too much. So that changed me. And also, one thing I noticed, when I started that using that technique, I actually started to gain more bulk, and in my body, just getting more fit, basically. Because previously, before I learned this trick, when I was doing, when I was fapping almost every day, I was really skinny and I could never ever put on any weight. So when I started this technique, I started to gain a little bit more weight. Wasn't fat, more. I was just overall more fit, and I also noticed that I could really walk many kilometers, or just even run a lot. I mean, the city I live in, it's really, really good for walking. You can walk from north to south of the city, and it's about 3 kilometers. Sometimes I will walk from the southern side to north, and then back to the south. So that's like 6 kilometers of walk, and I wouldn't even feel tired or exhausted, not even one bit. And sometimes if I'm showing if I'm walking around with some friends, they'll be like, oh, I can't walk anymore, I gotta take a cab or something like that. So the good thing about no fab and semen retention is that you have a lot more energy doing everyday stuff. You get more fit, and your yeah, just basically more healthy as well. So today, so to recap, today is my day 7 of NoFap. This is a new cycle for me, and I'm quite determined, very determined to reach at least day 60 at least, I think. I hope I can do it. Christmas is coming, so I want to welcome the new year 2016 with new me. So basically, I just remembered something what Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich. He said, "Man, majority of men rarely succeed until they reach their age of till they pass the age of 40, because before 40 they haven't learned the art of sexual transmutation." So Napoleon Hill was actually teaching men to not fap and to conserve your sexual energy for transmuting it to more productive use, such as improving your career and making money. So yeah, I just remembered that today, and it really inspired me to make this new cycle, at least to reach day 60. So please subscribe for more updates from me, and in the next video I'll share with you guys a few other books which were helpful in my NoFap journey. I have about 4 to 5 books which were very good in these subjects. So I'll share them with you guys the next video. So today, day 7, and the changes I have noticed is my voice has gotten a little bit more deeper than last week. I mean, last week I was terrible. My voice was really weak. So now I've noticed since yesterday my voice got a little bit deeper. And also today I've noticed actually my muscles got a bit firmer. They just got I can feel my chest muscle a little bit stronger, a bit bigger than say 3 or 4 days ago. And I haven't done any exercise, just I think it's just the energy filling out my body, and also I don't get tired as much compared to say 3 or 4 days ago. And yeah, just generally I feel on the inside I feel much more grounded, more secure. There's more energy in my body, and yeah, it just makes me feel more rooted, more grounded, more calm. I'm not worried about too many things, unlike 3 days ago. I was a bit of a mess. I was worrying about almost everything, and today I feel a lot calmer, and things don't bother me as much. I feel I can handle it. Even today, some girl was being very bitchy while she was chatting with me online. I didn't really get frustrated with her or didn't really piss me off that much. I just calmly handled her, and yeah, that doesn't bother me how she responded. And in fact, in the end, she apologized for misunderstanding me, and so I handled that pretty well. And there was another girl I was chatting with. She was just being a bitch. She's someone who loses her temper over the smallest things. I mean, you can have a conversation with her, and just from something you say that wasn't even harmful or hurtful, she'll just get pissed off. Basically, she wanted to ask me out for dinner, wanted to meet me for dinner, and she she messaged me in the mid afternoon, and then just saying, "Oh, I feel like having Korean barbecue tonight." I was like, I told her I didn't feel like going out tonight because I had other plans, and she just went nuts. She just went like, "Oh, I don't have to go out with you. I can go out with other people. I can make arrangement with other people. It's not like I have to meet you." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And I actually gave her a lecture. I was like telling her, "What you seem to get upset and angry over the smallest things. I mean, the last time I asked you out, you just said you didn't feel like coming out, and I didn't even get angry or pissed off. I was like, okay, that's fine." And this time, actually today, the reason I gave her was that I got a really bad haircut yesterday, which was the truth. I mean, my haircut was butchered. I was butchered by this Iranian barber, and he didn't understand my instructions. I told him number three, and he just went number three all the way up my whole head. And I was telling him number three at the side and the back, and he just gave me a crew cut. So I didn't feel like going out. I think I'll be staying at home for maybe 2 weeks. Actually, I find it quite funny now, and today I went to buy a cap to wear on my head, and I think I'll stay at home. Just go to work, stay at home the next few days, and do some work online, and spend some time catching up on my paperwork. And yeah, screw her. I mean, I don't care. She can throw a tantrum. Doesn't bother me. So that's that second girl. The other first girl, she got a bit frustrated over some things, and I sort of calmly handled her, and in the end she said, "Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. It was my mistake." So she apologized, and in the end she was still very friendly, and still told me what she was gonna do in the afternoon, and so that was fine. So these are the changes I've noticed on day 7. Slightly more deeper voice, a lot calmer, more grounded, and that feeling comes from the inside. My mind is a lot calmer as well. I don't get emotionally worked up about stuff or worried about stuff. And I guess what the Chinese, ancient Chinese have been saying is true, is that your mind, energy, and your body, your essence, these three are actually interrelated. So if you keep your essence, which is your semen, you will improve your chi, your energy, and also it will improve your mind, your mental calmness, and also part of your spirit is also your emotion. Your mind is closely tied to your emotion. So if your mind is not stable, your emotion will run together with your mind. Just your mind will lead your emotions astray. So when your mind is calm, your spirit is calm, you will feel more emotionally grounded. So these are the things I felt on day 7, and also, oh yeah, and my muscles feel a lot more firmer, and in fact my chest muscles gotten a little bit bigger even without exercise, and also overall more energy. So I'll do an update soon, uh, very soon, probably in a few days time. So yep, uh, keep in touch, and yep, if you have any comments or questions you can ask me, and I will try my best to reply. Thanks.